Okay. Jesus Christ. Just have to set the chat up and then I can open the game. Just have to set the chat up and then I can open the game. Alright. Let's get a pop-out chat. Alright. Let's get a pop-out chat. And now let's have the gameplay. How does it compare? And now let's have the gameplay. How does it compare? Looks like it's fine. I just have to get the microphone a bit closer. Alright, we good. Alright, close the YouTube window, and now let's go. Alright, any options I have to choose? Not really. Let's look at promo materials. Oh, this is what they got, huh? Okay. Alright. When I first played this game, I thought that freaking level name down there was literally telling me not to eat cheese while playing the game. That's elementary school shnick logic for you.
Welcome to our
fuck.
tale of
I know it's just stills from the movie and not cutscenes, but you can never be too careful. Alright, now Vandelia's trying to call. What the hell? I have to get into Skype.
Talk to me, Krabs.
It started out as a simple
Might drop frames like crazy.
So what went wrong?
What the hell? Skype's got to update.
No cheese! Ah, this has never happened before!
Get a hold of yourself, Eugene. I'm going in.
Okay.
Never fear, good citizens of Bikini Bottom. The manager is here.
I like how it's like the freaking apocalypse all because a Krabby Patty doesn't have cheese on it. And now I have to go down there. Alright, now Skype's finally opening. I can get Vandelia in here. Don't think Jesse's available, though. And now I have to deal with the stupid Skype ringtone. Oh my freaking god! Alright.
Hey, I was about to Skype you, see if you were going to.
Well, I started early, and here's the thing. I'm pretty sure, like I said yesterday, don't count on Mario Tube showing up. I'm sure he's gonna find a way to weasel his way out of this. He needs his beauty sleep, you know? He really needs to sleep. But in all seriousness, not to sound mean to him, but, well, you're kind of his employer.
Yeah.
Imagine I employed him to play test shitty RPG for me. Like, imagine it was a job, even though it's not. If he was my employee playtesting shitty RPG for me, think about this. When he told me, I'm trying to motivate myself to set up the stream, but I'm trying to motivate myself to set up the stream, but I'm getting more tired. The moment he said that, I would have fired him on the spot.
Yeah. turn you down a little bit. You're a little loud.
Yeah, sorry about that, but I'm only saying that because realistically in the workforce you can't do that crap. You're graduated from high school, you're going to be looking for jobs, you can't do that.
Vacuuming up manliness, even in the corners.
What's up? Real fast.
Oh, fuck. Jesus, these jellyfish are making me kill myself.
E3 2018.
Oh yeah, you're setting up the podcast? Well, guess what? Smash Brothers 5, which actually has a real name, Smash Brothers Ultimate, I might actually buy it.
Manager coming through.
Curious, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it seemed they hinted that you have to unlock the majority of the characters. Like, very few characters are given to you from the start. Like, I'm not asking for a story mode like what Brawl had. I mean, it would be nice if they did that. All I want is the feeling of progression. I don't really feel like 4 gave me that much.
Let me go to your stream real fast.
Just so you know, I might not stop the stream. I might just quietly work on Shitty RPG when the podcast is going on.
Alright. As long as you're paying attention.
Yeah.
Oh, I say no. Oh god, no. Damn it.
Is the room spinning or is it just me?
Okay. And if you make sure to tell people to come over to the chat, then.
Well, I'll tell them to go check out the podcast while they're at it. But like I said, I'm probably not going to be doing much. Oh, hi, 20th Century Gamer. Here we go, playing the movie game. I don't see a reason to stop the stream just for the podcast and then turn it on again.
That's if you're. So you're gonna be streaming for like what, 10 hours straight tonight then?
Maybe. I did like 8.5 hours yesterday. Alright, where's Naked Patrick? Where is he? Patrick. Oh, wait. Oh, shit, missed him. There he is.
Yeah, well, I might get off about 8:30, give or take, so I can go get some food or maybe and some caffeine. Okay.
Kind of wish Jesse would come in. Even then, he might just wait to discuss his stuff on the podcast. Oh god. You know what? I'll let this stuff play for now. I'm just worried that it will get me copyright claims for the movie, but they're not actually playing clips from the movie. They're only playing stills.
I've only got one shot at this. Gotta have the right tools for the job. Bingo. Now I want you to do me a favor.
Oh, like the hero.
That's not a clip from the movie. They made that for the game. That is a clip from the movie. Oh, and 20th Century Gamer, way I see it, there are plenty of good licensed games out there. People just like to pretend that there aren't. Yeah, I think it might be okay to just let these cutscenes play because they're not actually playing clips from the movie.
For selling it to the far-off and dangerous land of Shell City. Let us now join our heroes in the midst
The
of
Crown.
pity.
Oh, this is when Sponge and Pat are in their drunken ice cream depression.
It must have been some good ice cream.
They eat like the same, in the movie, they eat the same ice cream like 3 dozen times.
Hey buddy, come on, wake up.
It looks like something you would get like at a Friendly's restaurant.
Never knew ice cream can make you high.
8 in the morning.
Well, Patrick's basically drunk right now.
Hey, buddy! Come on up here and join the party.
And then these fish are clones of Shrek. They are freaking the SpongeBob versions of the ogre. And Patrick has a better melee attack in this game.
I just came time for a drunk scene. Yep, you sure did.
Yes, you gave it just in time for the drunk ice cream scene. You don't like the FMV cutscenes in this game. They could have just used clips from the movie. Honestly, the fact that they didn't just use clips from the movie helps me and my end because I don't have to skip them now. Oh, shit. Okay. I'll get over there. Because of course we have to get all these things because they're frickin' use. Because now we actually have upgrade points.
Upgrade!
Oh, what the hell?
Or is...
Well, that's what I said. I don't want to have to deal with copyright, but since it's just stills from the movie, it should be fine. And I don't think they used the audio from the movie either. They just had the voice actors re-record their lines.
SpongeBob!
What's up, Patrick? You have got to try this new dot room game.
Dog!
Where?
Okay.
Copy wrong.
Okay.
The manliness has landed.
What the hell? Now we have the enemies spawning things.
I missed you guys.
Of course they have a goddamn Shrek attack.
I'd like to wake up now. Oh, yummy in my tummy.
So, welcome to the Spongebob Movie Game. How tough are you? I have to be tougher than the last game because this one's harder. You know, on the back of the box, an actual thing they have written is a true AAA platformer. Or actually, what does it say exactly? It says a full-blown AAA platformer. It's from Play Magazine. Huh. So how many weeks has it been since Mario 2 came to the podcast?
At least 2.
Jesus.
Maybe
And
it was
all
1.5.
because he wants his beauty sleep. It would be one thing if he had other shit to deal with, but from what we can tell, it's just that good old beauty sleep. Well, I think what they meant is that the game was worthy of being called a AAA game alongside the big boys that were coming out at the time, like GTA San Andreas, MGS3.
Let's see if he's online right now. I'll probably ignore it, but let's find out.
Yeah, he's probably gonna ignore it. I actually got him to... I got him to come into the chat 2 days ago, but, he refused to come in. Like, he claimed that he wasn't home, and then he claimed, oh, even when I get home, I'm going to sleep. Speaking of MGS3, it was actually confirmed that Snake will be returning to Smash Bros. Ultimate, and they even going as far as to getting David Hayter to reprise the role. So, like, the goal of Smash Ultimate was to get every single character. I just hope they add a bunch of new ones, too. They've only confirmed 2 new characters at the moment. And like I said, I'm kind of being sold on the idea that you have to unlock most of the characters. That being said, I hope there's actual good single-player content this time. And if there isn't, well, maybe I'll still pre-order the game, so that way Best Buy will give me freaking $10 off. With a gift card. Alright, we're going to the combat arena.
I'm ready. Depression. I'm ready.
He actually does say that very solemnly in the movie when he finds out he didn't get the manager job. Did you see the movie?
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen the movie, but I saw it so many times I remember most of it. I'll tell you this much, it's been a while since I fully played this game. Because the last game...
I remember the tear scene where they cries, the magical tear.
Yeah, how they're saved by the fact that he freaking has a tear that shorts out the electricity.
Reminded me of the Pokemon tear.
At least the freaking SpongeBob tear made sense. I saw the SpongeBob movie in theaters too, but I was like 8 years old at the time. So of course I was in there with my dad and my sister. Nowadays, if I go to the movie theater, it's usually on my own. I don't know,
Yeah,
part of me just doesn't like going to movies with multiple people, even though another part of me is like, oh, it's a chance to go with friends, even though I don't have any friends to go with.
I used to go by myself too, so I go with my sister. I used to get to ride the bus.
I don't know, like, when I have family with me that's not into the movie I'm about to see, part of me just feels awkward sitting right next to them as they take it in, too.
As I was saying, I used to ride the bus. I'm not going to somebody. I used to ride the bus downtown and back up to the. I get a bus transfer to the movie theater because I had to ride 2 different buses to get to the theater, and then back again. And usually, before the movie or after the movie, I have a tradition. I always eat at Skyline. It's a kind of good tradition, I guess. I always eat there after the movie or before. Like,
well, I remember when I went to the movies with my dad and my sister, like, that was the classic trio of the 3 of us. And we would typically always go on Sunday. But then we began to slow down dramatically when I started to get out of shitty kids' movies, and I was actually going to see stuff that was a bit more worth it. And then I started going a big time again, usually on my own, like a couple of years ago. I was like going to see pretty much everything. And then freaking Molly's Game earlier this year ruined it. Because it made me... I hated that movie so much that it kind of soured my taste in movies that weren't just dumb action flicks. Because, I don't know, my favorite kind of movie is the ones that have suspense and heavy stuff. Like characters getting killed off. Like, I don't know, I just like the suspense that comes with that.
What system was the remake on of FF1?
Final Fantasy 1, there were multiple remakes. There was one on the PSP, one on the PS1, one on the GBA.
Okay. Cause that... Yeah. I thought about using my classic to do a Final Fantasy 1 remake Let's Play like the guys did in chat, but...
I mean, in the NES Classic, you can use save states.
Oh man, that would help them.
Yeah.
Because in the newer versions, you can have longer names and stuff.
Yeah, in the newer versions, you get a lot more stuff. SS Lover, all you need to know about Molly's game is that it tells the story about a woman called Molly Bloom, who I guess basically ran an underground gambling ring for famous celebrities. And I tell you this much. The way the movie was edited and presented, it got a lot of positive reviews, but I hated it. Because for one thing, it was... The thing is, it kind of tries to present itself as like a Goodfellas-style movie. And the whole problem is, Goodfellas was mostly told in sequence. So you gradually get to learn more and more about how the characters met each other, what they were doing in sequence. Like you're wondering what's gonna happen next. Like, are they gonna do something? Is like Joe Pesci's character gonna do something stupid that's gonna get them in trouble, or like, are any of them gonna get whacked? Are they gonna have to whack somebody? Something like that. Molly's Game decided to go for the angle of telling the movie completely out of sequence. When I saw the freaking advertisements for the movie and like plot synopsises, it talks about how she starts the gambling ring and how she slowly attracts the attention of the authorities and how they're starting to follow her ass and how she could potentially be in like big trouble with both the authorities and like freaking crime families that she may have wronged. I found that to be interesting, except the movie opens up with her getting arrested by the police. And then it then flip-flops back and forth between her talking with her lawyer, and you know what? People who went to law school frequently tell aspiring lawyers, trust me, it's not as interesting as the movies make it out to be, noting how being a lawyer can often be boring. I nearly fell asleep during the scenes with the lawyer. And then even when it flashes back to when she was doing the gambling crap, it was like nothing the freaking advertisement's done. Like, literally, all she is like stylishly telling you all the regular players and how they're playing and how they're doing all these different plays. In fact, she wasn't even really in danger for most of it. She gets off from the police pretty scot-free, and only once does she get a gun held up to her by some crazy lunatic, and that was like only very brief, and then it's basically forgotten about afterward. Movie was stupid. Hated it. Made me, in fact, I was actually feeling really down around that point. That movie did not help. And then I went to go see freaking The Commuter with Liam Neeson. That made me feel a lot better. It was a dumb movie, of course, but you know what's my kind of dumb? Freaking, I'm not buying that goddamn movie on goddamn fucking Blu-ray. It can go fuck itself. And now I'm a lot more selective about the movies I go to see. Like, now I pretty much only go to see the movies that I just described. They have a lot of suspense. Maybe they're dumb action movies or something like that. Or maybe they're superhero stuff like Avengers or Deadpool. Or maybe they just have good stories that I'm just interested in seeing. But probably the one time I kind of broke... Like, what I'm trying to say is that art house movies I do not like. Art house movies that focus more on the camera angles and the goddamn experimentation than they do the plot. Yeah, I'm probably gonna be seeing Incredibles 2 next Tuesday when we have the Super Tuesday discount. But I tell you, probably the one time I broke tradition after stupid Molly's Game was to go see an indie movie called Thoroughbreds. the story was at least a bit interesting, and I at least found it a bit more compelling. And even though it was very low budget and could have easily been released direct to DVD, probably the only reason I went to go see it was only because, you know the actor who played Chekhov in the reboot Star Trek movies? Vandalia?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, Thoroughbreds was his last movie before his death. Pretty much the only reason I went to go see it was out of respect for him and to get to see him on screen one more time, and he was good in it. I mean, I tell you this much, I like movies that focus more on plot than freaking art. Like freaking... I'll tell you one thing, one movie that really surprised me, I ended up watching a lot of Clint Eastwood movies after watching the Dirty Harry series, and I tell you, Gran Torino is one of the best movies that's out there. Like, that one just has a very basic... It has a basic premise, but you know what, it just works so well. Eastwood knocked it out of the park. Kinda sucks that the kid who played the kid that Eastwood's character helps out ended up years later accusing him of freaking racism.
Yeah.
Because apparently Eastwood's method of building up tension, because his character was kind of meant to be a racist, because like a lot of the characters in the movie are of Hmong culture. I don't know how you pronounce that, but his character is like going around calling them gooks and other derogatory terms like that because he fought in the Korean War. And I guess he carries some of the scars of that. So I guess as a way of like building up tension, he intentionally isolated himself from a lot of the other cast members and had ways of doing it, but I don't know. All I know is that Gran Torino is freaking great. Like, you could have inserted, like, as long as you told that kind of story with any kind of actors, like, that would have worked well.
Oh, yeah.
Me enough Uber tokens, you may now use the cartwheel move.
Yeah, I'm watching this to you, and I'm also participating in a Discord chat.
Oh, you're in a Discord chat, huh? MarioTube ignored you, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not surprised at this point. I mean, at least Jesse still comes in. And he still talks with me, like he hasn't been ignoring me. I was actually kind of watching his E3 coverage. I didn't watch it today, but because what? Ah, fuck. Stuttering. Because I didn't catch it in time. There. Motherfucker. No. Stop hitting Patrick. He's trying to get up there. And now tell me there's goddamn Krabby Patties.
Do they have their mustaches yet?
No, it's gonna be a long time till they have their mustaches. I like how I just made the chat go silent.
Yeah. Like Birdman.
Yeah, Birdman I have never seen, and if SS Lovebird's correct, I shouldn't see it.
Yeah, I think it's something different than that cartoon, then.
No, all it is meant to be like an Our House movie describing goddamn superhero stuff.
Oh, the only Birdman I ever saw was that
Harvey Birdman?
Yeah.
Hey, Patrick actually moves faster when I do the cartwheel.
Just like Aqua did in Birth by Sleep.
Oh, yeah, it looks like she's just cleaning her house at the same time. Okay.
Apparently, from what I've heard, that cartwheel in Birth by Sleep is very you become invincible to use it.
Okay.
Invincibility frames, they said. But to get the ultimate weapon in that game, you have to like beat a special boss, and what's it called? The
apparently
arena.
Birdman's an art house movie because it was done in one shot. Okay.
One take, good, perfect. Print it, go. That's very rare for movies to have one and done.
I would imagine. Trying to think now. But yeah, I don't know what can fully constitute, like, a freaking... The camera just follows Michael Keaton around. I like how I was, like, on a big tangent praising how Eastwood did a good job with freaking Gran Torino, because it is good. It, like, shows, like, a big story of redemption for his character. But, thing is, he is very hit and miss as a director. Like, sure, for every Gran Torino, you also get movies like the 1517 to Paris, which, weren't that good. That was actually another movie I skipped out on. Like, even though it was an Eastwood movie, I just heard it's 90 minutes of nothing happening until the 5 minutes where the actual train hijacking occurs.
Only issue I remember seeing was in like 93, I think, 94.
Which one was that?
Not sure.
Like, what was it? What was going on in it?
There's a little boy in it.
There was a little boy in it.
Like what's it called now?
All I know is that Eastwood actually did make a cameo appearance in freaking Casper. Like he makes a celebrity cameo appearance when, like, alongside a couple of other celebrities, I think.
Like Rodney Dangerfield and stuff.
Yeah.
During when he was looking in the mirror. Being possessed by the ghost.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm gonna Google this bitch and see what.
Man, I really did like Michael Keaton in Spider-Man Homecoming recently. Not to mention now there's rumors that Jake Gyllenhaal could play Mysterio in the Spider-Man Homecoming sequel. Apparently the first movie SS Lovebird saw in theaters was the second TMNT movie.
Let's see.
From the 90s.
My first one I think I remember seeing was probably Rescuers. No, the first one I ever saw was Gremlins.
My first ever movie in the theater was Shrek. How ironic.
Apparently his first movie was in 1955.
The guy turned 88 recently. Like, and he's still, like, he hasn't really acted in movies recently, but he still directs. Then again, he's not the longest running actor in Hollywood at the moment. I think that title would go to a guy called Norman Lloyd. Because Norman Lloyd, he's been acting since the Hitchcock days, and he's well over 100 years old, and yet he's still doing it today.
Perfect World. It's called A Perfect World.
Okay, I've never heard of that.
It had him and Kevin Costner in it.
Journey to Shell City and retrieve the king's crown. Freezing Mr. Krabs in place, King Neptune grants a 6-day reprieve, so SpongeBob and Patrick may attempt.
Do you mean slow-paced?
provides SpongeBob and Patrick with a magic mirror.
Oh, here's a fun fact. Freaking King Neptune's daughter here, you know who voices her in the movie?
SpongeBob and Patrick arrive at the paddy wagon.
Who?
Scarlett Johansson.
Ah.
Freaking Black Widow provides the voice of freaking the mermaid.
It's a weird time out where people were before they were famous, you know.
Yeah, it's always fun to find actors who, ended up acting in something minor before they became famous. Like, another freaking example for Clint Eastwood. He appeared in a freaking TV series. What?
Hey, Pokesaurus.
Okay. Another example for Clint Eastwood, he acted as, like, one of the secondary leads in, like, this Western TV show. I don't know how you pronounce the name of it. And then later, when he became famous with the Man with No Name trilogy, they ended up plastering his face all over the advertisements, even though he wasn't the main character. Trying to think who else did that. Well, did Jake Gyllenhaal become famous with October Sky? Or was it Donnie Darko?
I have no idea who the those are.
Apparently Pokesaurus is in an argument with a political friend. I don't like politics.
SpongeBob, you're
Not just a sandwich, a Krabby Patty.
Yeah, I like to talk about politics during the election. That I usually avoid it.
And now we have to drive the car. Really wish there was a way to remap the buttons, because I do not like driving with the X button. There is no way to remap the buttons. Fuck.
There's no, like, no options.
Yep, there's no controller remapping. Unless I freaking turn on my emulator, but I'm not doing that. Apparently, Return of the Swamp Monster was Clint Eastwood's first movie. I never even heard of that. The earliest ones I have are the Man with No Name trilogy. And then of course, Dirty Harry.
Yeah, it says 1955 is this Wikipedia thing. It says Revenge of the Creature, 1955. That'd be the same thing. Revenge of the Creature is the first sequel to Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Creature from the Black Lagoon, huh?
Being the only 3 film released in 1955, the only 3 sequel to a 3 film released during the golden age of 3D.
The golden age of 3D, huh?
Yeah. Apparently that was the 50s. Or the 40s, maybe.
Oh, Mario in the chat gave us examples. Freaking Kristen Stewart was in Zathura before she did freaking... Zathura had 2. It had Josh Hutcherson before he did Hunger Games, and it had Kristen Stewart before she did Twilight. Yeah, a couple of child actors ended up becoming famous. Like, freaking Freddie Highmore is kind of famous for playing Norman Bates nowadays, when he was Charlie.
Of course, a lot of some child actors quit after...
Well, yeah, some child actors either quit acting or they just go insane.
Because I've heard rumors about how their parents misuse their money and stuff. Either their parents misuse them or their...
Yeah, like, I know that Mara Wilson, who played Matilda, she actually claims she left the business because of a lot of the problems that happened. Although, supposedly, what happened during the filming of Matilda is that her mom died. Though it was through encouragement of Danny DeVito that she decided to power on through and finish the movie anyway. Yeah, Shia LaBeouf definitely went insane.
Well, I guess the actors from Boy Meets World, they came back eventually later on. After Boy Meets World, they weren't really much of anything else.
Yeah, I wouldn't say they're famous. I don't know who they are. I don't even know their names.
Ben Savage, Daniel Fishel, and Ryder Strong.
Yeah.
And well, they didn't really do much afterwards.
You reached the edge of town, and now you can go on to the next
I guess
one.
they came back later for the spin-off, but I guess Ben Savage is already famous because his brother is famous.
Who's his brother?
Fred Savage.
Fred Savage? I don't even know who that is either. I know the name Fred Savage. What did he do?
He was in the Wonder Years. He was in The Wizard.
Okay. I mean, I know about the Wizard. I don't even know who was in that.
It's mainly him, I guess, and Christian Slater.
Well, Christian Slater, I know a bit more about, I guess.
Yeah, he plays older brother. Yeah, I rewatched it last night.
Actually, oh yeah, Jake Lloyd was in Jingle All the Way before Phantom Menace. Actually, an early role for Tom Cruise was the movie adaptation of the book The Outsiders.
Oh,
and funny thing is, Tom Cruise wasn't even one of the main characters. He was like more of the side characters, and then he ended up becoming the most famous out of everyone in the cast.
Oh, and you know Tom Hanks, right, from Forrest Gump?
Yeah.
The movies. He in the 70s or early 80s, he was in a show where he played a guy dressed up as a girl to get to live in a girl's dorm. Called Bosom Buddies. Dressed up as a lady.
Yeah, Mara Wilson's last movie was friggin' Thomas and the Magic Railroad. Funny thing is, that movie was botched by test screens. Apparently what happened was, it was a really hot day outside, and they got a lot of freaking screaming kids that were angsty and whatnot, and because of that, because they were all freaking pissed off and whatnot from outside forces, like, freaking, the studio's like, oh, they hate the movie.
So apparently, according to this, the golden age of 3D movies was 1952 to 1962.
Now
Then wasn't it tried again in the 80s with freaking Friday the 13th and Jaws?
Yeah. I know it was just there. That was their golden age, apparently.
Apparently before Chris Pratt became a big star with Jurassic World and Marvel. You think Mara Wilson retired from acting? I thought, to focus on writing, I thought she went to freaking theater.
Those radio towers are broadcasting Plankton's hypnotizing messages. If we don't do something soon, every creature in the sea will be under Plankton's control. You have to go into the desert and shut them down.
If only I didn't lose the manual and I'd be able to look up if they actually got all the voice actors. They probably didn't, but I don't know. They could have gotten Scarlett Johansson back for this because she wasn't famous yet. Or better yet, maybe they didn't.
Oh, well in that case, I'll have those towers shut down in a jiffy.
And here's the origin of redneck mode right there.
Ooh. Oh my god! He was in Everwood.
I don't know what that is.
It's a show I used to love as my early 20s. Yeah, oh my god, Chris Pratt was in Everwood. He was in a...
Apparently there was a point where Chris Pratt was homeless and he was living in the back of a truck.
He wasn't... I don't remember him being that fat in Everwood. He was a football player character. I think he was like an athlete, a football player. I think he was a football player, maybe ish. Well, I don't remember him being
okay,
fat.
someone else voiced the character in this. I knew it. Because I don't, even though she wasn't famous, I doubt Scarlett Johansson would have reprised her role in this. Fuck her. Die.
Oh my god. now that I think of it, now that I see that, I see it now. God, I used to love that show. I had no idea that he was. Oh my God, that's just crazy.
Headache waiting to happen.
Oh, okay, damn it! This makes me angry now. I'm getting back rage. I'm getting back rage moments now. They fucking ended that series too soon. Fuck WB and CW. I hate them now.
Well, what can you say? They had to do freaking Smallville and Supernatural.
Oh no, that was fine. But I mean, instead of renewing that for a 4th season, they decided to renew 7th Heaven for like an 11th season. I'm like, I love
7th Heaven for an 11th season. They also had One Tree Hill at the time, right?
I should bring ice skates next time.
Probably. I never got into that show. But anyways, but yeah. I mean, I love 7th Heaven when it first aired, but sometimes 11th season's a little bit too much, and I wanted the 4th season of Everwood. I lost it for 7th Heaven after the 7th or 8th season, so. But, God damn it, Everwood. I got.
Elijah Wood's first movie was like in a bit part in Back to the Future 2.
Oh yeah. Yeah, use your hands. It was like a baby's game.
Wait, he's the kid who says that, even though I don't remember that line. Because it's been quite... The first time I ever saw the Back to the Future trilogy is when they played them in a marathon on Nick at Night.
I saw it when I was 7 years old in the theater.
And when I saw that marathon, it was when I was at freaking the real George and Roman's hotel room in freaking Wildwood.
Vacuuming up manliness in the corners.
Am I gonna 100% this game? I don't know. We'll see. And Elijah Wood provided his voice to quite a few games. He was the voice of Spyro in the Legend of Spyro trilogy, and he made a surprise appearance at E3 for some reason. Motherfucker. Get up there. Come on. Damn it. Shnick, did Shrek piss you off? This year's E3, yeah, he was there.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it more tonight. Over on my channel.
Now here's Redneck Boys again. What the hell? Now I'm dropping frames. So it was the microwave.
Your microwaves screwed out your internet?
I'm wondering if that's what it was, because as soon as I heard the microwave running, I look over and I see that it's dropping frames like crazy. And then I hear them opening the microwave door, and now it's getting better. And no, I'm not playing on an emulator. This is the real deal.
The real deal.
The bungee challenge. Look at this. At least it's better now. But now I know that... Now I think I remember why I sometimes did this late night. Does anyone remember Mr. Krabs getting impatient when you don't start the title screen? I think he was doing just that when I was trying to set this up and I was on the title screen. Oh, fuck. Jesus. Yay, I win. Thought they were running the microwave again, but now it's fine. Yeah, Frozone does the same thing in the Incredibles game. The microwave's about to run again, so if it starts dropping, then I know.